allow the two
It's okay. It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This man not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Aha. Now you not done here, all these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get wetin suppose get for this country. Una never hear something. Now go hear one, Maiyegun, you go show na paper.
That's the part I actually enjoy most. It's like Maiyegun, you go show na pepe. Thank you so much, my dear brother. Iskill or Mokbolawon. People have been asking me, Maiyegun, who made this video or audio for you? This beat is one of my favorite good brother from Nigeria. Iskill or Mokbolawon. Thank you so much for joining me tonight from wherever you are joining from. It seems to be Maiyegun's Diary fans in America, in the UK, in Canada, in Germany, as well as in Nigeria. They are competing almost every week for the top, the top spots. Where is my topmost fans? Where are my topmost fans? They are based in the United States. So thank you to every one of you from all over the world. If I give you the names of the countries, you will marvel too. So thank you. I am grateful to every one of you from every part of the world where you join Maiyegun and you share this broadcast with your friends. Some of you are now getting so used to Maiyegun's Diary that you put it on a roll, like, watch it again and again and again, which is great. Thank you very much for the support. To every one of you who are also reaching out anonymously through the PayPal. I got your message. At least I got 2 messages. in the last 1 week through my PayPal. I got that. So if you're watching me, and Grandma, if you're also watching, yeah, I got the message of your daughter, and it's a pleasure that you also found Maiyegun's diary worthy of a platform to relax and follow what is going on. To all of you, I am so grateful. To those who have been messaging that I have not really responded to your messages, don't take it personally. I will respond to them as much as I can. So thank you, no doubt. I want to open this conversation tonight by taking us through this consciousness, or should I call it awakening? Something that gets you to, you begin to be like, that moment. But before I get to that, I want to share the good news, the great news from Ondo State, where the governor of Ondo State, they have adopted the Oduduwa anthem as the state anthem. We expect, the rest of Yoruba states, Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Oyo, every other state, Ekiti, in Yoruba land should adopt Oduduwa anthem. Let us start from there. Maybe when Oduduwa sons and daughters begin to memorize the wordings of the anthem that makes up Oduduwa anthem, maybe they will begin to have a connection that will make it make sense to them that indeed we are from a very proud heritage, tradition, culture, that we have been merged and forced to be part of Nigeria. And for those who have been benefiting from that politically, for them to know that being part of Nigeria will not make you lose all that identity. And Oduduwa Republic is worth fighting for. Let's start with this. I have a copy of that, a section of that, for your children who are learning about Oduduwa Republic anthem. Maybe I can be of a help for the next 60 seconds. You too. Let's start with that before we get fully into this evening. Thank you. I'll play it again before we leave the program tonight. It's just to tell you that if we leave behind all the manipulations, the religious manipulations, so many or every other deceit, lies told us by those we can categorize as our progenitors, whatever arrangement, whatever calculation, whatever agreement they agreed to in Nigeria, I don't think one of them should be that we should subject ourselves to the whim and caprices of the invaders, the killers of our own people, turning our own people to refugees in neighboring countries. In a million years, no Yoruba son or daughter would imagine that a day will come, no war, no nothing, that our own people will become refugees in neighboring countries. And here we are. Buhari just gave the order that the military in Nigeria should shoot aside whoever they see with AK-47 in any part of Nigeria. Sounds good, but it's empty. I'll tell you more about that. Seyi Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, is currently working so seriously to return those who left the forest of Ibarapa, ran away into the forest of Kwara. Yeah, they are there, and the people of Kwara said they don't want them. If the government is not going to profile them, identify them, let us know them. The government of Kwara has no plan for them. To avoid clashes with them, right? He called on Seyi Makinde, the same man whose state is the theater of war that is ravaging and about to envelop Yoruba land sooner or later. It all started from Ibarapa, where people have been subjected to long time psychological trauma of those that invaded their land that they could not fight, because whenever they did try to fight, they ended up being punished by the government that failed to protect them in the first place. To start with, let me take you a bit step back, please. Do you believe in God? I want to read your comments. I want to read 3-4 comments before I say what I'm going to say next. Do you believe in God as an individual? Please, this is not to judge you. The reason why I'm asking is this. Growing up in Nigeria, you see, the psychological manipulation of millions of people was not done by the politicians only. It was like a collective collaboration from those who either knew not what they were doing or they knew what they were doing, but they didn't know what would be the end result of that. In this modern day and time, you are still going to meet somebody that is going to tell you that it is God that chooses leaders. That is why I ask you, do you believe in God? Nigeria is a country that will make you question God. It will make you question your faith, because Nigeria is a fraudulent contraption that continue to give nothing but misery to those who keep using faith as a survival tool in what Nigeria is doing to them. God. They say God. So do you believe in God? Has Nigeria made you question your God? And for how many times? Here is another part. Whenever they want you never to question the way you are being governed or ruled or whatever. I mean, you want to know what is going on. Why is your country in such a mess? How come that it's so difficult to build a country that is all encompassing and united? You have been asking yourselves, they have been doing everything they said. Yes, they have prayed. Then they told you, while we are growing up, they told us, they made us believe that it was God that make leaders. Then when I grow up, when I become an adult, I felt like, wait, if God, the real God, the most powerful, the most yet, the most, give it a name. Yeah, give. The real God shouldn't hate people so bad. So bad. These people pray, they fast, they give everything for God to show mercy. But God hates them so much that He continues to give them vampires, vipers, bloodsuckers, soulless human beings that will lie straight to your face, even when He's already signed your death warrant. Lie straight to your face that everything is going to be fine. Like, how could God hate people so bad they continue to give them terrible human beings as their leaders. Then I realized that, oh, that is going to be a kind of a religious blasphemy. If you look at the Islamic religion and you look at Christianity, let's respect that, please. And you look at what God says to them. You possibly follows one Christian or a Muslim. In what part of that teaching did God say He is going to give you terrible leaders as a sign of His love for you? Nowhere. Let's even use that template of religion now. They lied to us. They lied to our own parents. They lied to their own children, which are our own parents. And unfortunately, you and me, many of us have towing that path too. So this is what they achieved. They achieved a lot using that God to calm you down. First, they made you believe that there's nothing impossible for God to do. Nothing. So by so doing, it means that you just need to ask. And before you can get it, you need to connect. All this brainwashing kept us kind of underdeveloped mentally. Many of us. So whatever we were supposed to do as humans, we were forced to think, to imagine, and give it to imaginary God to do it for us, since we have been made to believe that He can do anything, including He can take care of bad leaders. He can change the minds of incompetent criminals, opportunists, who have no idea, who have no business. They have no idea about governance. They have no business in government. But because God, they raised us to believe that God can just make an idiot the most genius person to save the entire people. So they made us look forward to a Messiah in virtually everything and everywhere, without us having the ability to put together information, to put together, to put together ideas that can help us resolve problems, create solutions, solve problems. Did you see that? Even when we decided to surrender our sovereignty to a cacophony of criminals, opportunists who have no business in government, when you submit your sovereignty to them, like protect me, make me safe, provide education for my children, provide health care for the citizens, protect us, most importantly. That is the sovereignty you submitted to charlatans, bunch of rogues who have proved again and again and again that they have no business in government. But how did they get there? Because God nominates leader. If God says yes, nobody can say no. A lazy mentality that has made you submit your own critical thinking faculty to a supreme being, that you are now questioning God, why? You didn't vote for God. You will never vote for God. Your ways and His way, even in your own religious books, are completely different. Now, we now have God-appointed ministers on earth, human beings like me and you. And because you believe so much in God, number one, sometimes, this is how bad it is. Oh, I'm still coming to the real issue. I'm trying to take you through it now. This is how bad it is. Oh, how they raised us. And they do this and we call it our culture. It's our culture. It's not your culture. What goddamn culture will make you a slave in your own country? What kind of culture? What kind of tribe? What kind of upbringing? Have you questioned that? Have you? Many haven't. And the reason why we have to question it is because it is a wrong mentality that was embedded in us. They indoctrinated us. Do you get that? They indoctrinated us. They molded us into all this kind of stupid, unimpressive, imaginary thinkings. Like God can do a miracle and you have 24 hours electricity. God can do a miracle, right? That your hospitals will begin to, you can go to hospitals and even without doctors touching you, you can just regain consciousness. You can just regain your full consciousness because a miracle happens. Because there are people who have appointed themselves as the spokesperson for that your imaginary God now. And this is the job they are doing. I would appreciate it if those ministers of God, Christians, Muslims, and whatever you believe in, I respect that, by the way. Listen, I do. A lot. Whatever you believe in, I respect it. But you should learn to respect others with their own choices too. That is also very important. But look at it this way. When you look at Nigeria and you put Nigeria there on the table and you begin to analyze or you begin to dissect it, you begin to put everything like piece by piece away, you will see the charade. The pastors are there to calm you down, give you hope, make you believe that even when you have bad leaders with bad policies, criminals with looting mentalities, the consequences will be on them alone. Their job is to calm you. Because if you go out there and question the politicians, yeah, one day you are going to question the pastors too. You know why the pastors need to calm you down? You know why the imam needs to calm you down? You know why that sheikh needs to calm you down? You know why all of them need to continue to manipulate you as much as possible in Nigeria? Is simply because if you go after the people that protect them, one day you are going to come after them too. And coming after them will make you realize that they have never really been speaking for God. If they have been speaking for God, they will see through the evil, the consequences. And let me tell you something. Consequences of leaving your own responsibility for others to do is that nobody will do it. It will wait for you. Now it will become more by the time you meet it ahead. When they tell you to pray it away, ask them, pray what away? Do you have to pray for Boko Haram to stop kidnapping? Do you need to pray for bandits who has now vowed that whatever it takes, you will either pay with your money, your land, or your life, or your government will have to subsidize you, or else? Let's see how far this goes. That's why I don't listen to guys like this. Don't listen to him. Don't.
People of God prayed from here and there. God answered our prayers and gave us Muhammad Buhari. And I want to tell you today, God has told us that Buhari is a prayer answered. Whether you hate him or whether you like him, Buhari is a prayer answered. The bishops of Nigeria, the Catholics prayed against bribery and corruption. And this president came with a Magna Carta that has to do with war against corruption. All the prayers we have been doing against corruption, God answered that prayer through a Muslim who decided not to discriminate. There's nothing like religious, racial discrimination in Buhari's administration. He is a man for all. He means good for this country. And we owe him support. Unalloyed support. Consistent support. Perennial support. Unstoppable support. Spiritual and otherwise. Because if he is not the man on the hem of our faith now, had he been the last regime continued, by now, Nigeria will be for sales.
We will work with you to build a Nigeria that is not corrupt. I bring you a message of hope.
We are going to spend a lot of resources on education.
Lori Ro. So I am now talking to you now that if you are watching Maiyegun's Diary Political and you enjoy the analysis very well, I implore you, please do not view this point from religious angle. Do not view this from any of your own religious doctrine, because doing so, the manipulation the manipulation will creep in, and you will never possibly make an informed decision. They did it to all of us. Some of us today no longer believe in those teachings. We want to separate. Let us separate religion from politics. Politics rules our lives. It doesn't matter if you don't like politics. It doesn't matter if you do. What really matters is that it exists. Politics is where they form policies. Policies is what rules countries. When you have useless people in charge who make policies that will affect millions of lives, it is policy that make it difficult for Nigeria to be independent enough as an oil-producing country to refine our own oil there. It is policy. Policy is the reason why that the police will need a permission from a president or somebody in power before he can do his job. It is policy that makes a military man to wait for a civilian politician to give him directive before he can protect the civilians. It is policy. Policy allows these criminals to have open borders and come into Nigeria. It is policy. It is the same policy that says that all terrorists in Nigeria are not going to be prosecuted. Or have you seen any? Have you seen any courts where they prosecuted any terrorists in Nigeria? Policy. It is policy that makes it easier for thieves to loot your money, deny your children good education, deny them good healthcare system, deny your own people, your children, to be precise, employment. It is the policy that reward criminality, policies. So when the policies affect lives, and you have no right to question it, it is the same policy that will stop you from questioning the government that you have in place in your country. Do you understand that now? It has nothing to do with religion. It has nothing to do with your God. It has nothing to do with that vision you had. It has nothing to do with that speaking in tongue. It has nothing to do with all of this fatia, all of these things. They have nothing to do with it. The manipulation is what those things are when you mix them together. Do you understand? But in Nigeria, you can't separate them. It is intertwined that in Nigeria, the government, they have ministry for pilgrimage, where the government allocates billions of naira to send people to Mecca, to go and pray for the country, to send people to Jerusalem, to go and pray for the country. But when the time comes for coronavirus vaccine, the country has to start looking for who is producing it. Where people are not praying, not just praying, they are also thinking. In Nigeria, they made you believe that thinking is too much. Let God do it for you. Or listen to somebody who speaks to God on your behalf and let them do the thinking. That is why they said if you want to, it's a strange thing, by the way, that if you want to hide anything, any reasonable thing from a black man, please hide it in a book. He won't read it, but he can carry it all about to prove that he is reading a big book. Somehow true, but it's not completely true. We have blacks who read a lot. I am not one of them. I don't read much, but I do read too. So don't hide anything in a book for me, right? At least don't hide anything in the Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. Okay, if you had anything in there, I'm going to see it because I'm going to read it. That is like my own holy book in my own way. You get what I mean now? Don't mix them. Religion. So if we can put them away, which is so hard to do, I'm going to do my best to continue to I'm going to find a word for that to try and help get our mind, our subconscious mind, to always be so at alert whenever our thoughts, because, you know, humans, we can have a conflicting thoughts where your thoughts are mixing together and all of that. So your thoughts, yeah. So Maiyegun's Diary's intention, my mission is to help you, help myself too, to continue to separate using religion in any kind of reasoning that is going to affect any other person or millions of people. It helps a lot. You don't bring God into it. When Fulani herdsmen continue to kill our people in Yoruba land, no, you don't bring God into that only. Praying is good. Please continue to pray. But at the same time, thinking right will actually help you realize that it is either whatever Nigeria agreed to with Yoruba. I wasn't there. You weren't there. So our own progenitors, our own forebearers, our forefathers, whatever arrangement they had, I think it is time to review it. It's long overdue. And you as a young man or old man, a young woman, an old woman, you shouldn't disagree with that, don't you think? I mean, with what is going on now in Nigeria, it will be the right thing to do if Yorubas unanimously demand for the renegotiation of our relationship with Nigeria. Don't you think so? I'll tell you why. It has come to be a permanent feature now that we all have to agree that Nigeria is irredeemable. An effort to do that, Aegis Limited, that's something there. I'm gonna pop that up. What do you mean? YouTube has started to censor our free speech. I think we are fine. We should be, in my own opinion, okay? However, we are also not violating any of their community or standard rule, okay? We are good. I am also very much aware of that, okay? But we are good. Subscribe to Maiyegun's Diary Political. Set your notification. If you don't set a notification, you won't receive notification whenever Maiyegun is live. If you don't, that's why you should. You need to sign in into your own Google account. I think Gmail account. You need to have a Gmail account to be able to sign in and subscribe. Yeah, do that. Thank you so much, by the way. We crossed 31,000 earlier today. So thank you so much, everyone. So I don't think we are doing anything to be censored. But just to allay your fear, okay, we are good and we will be good. Hmm? Yeah, thank you. However, you can also monitor this on diasporaradiointernational.com. You can, you can put that on your own browser now, okay? You will be able to listen to Maiyegun's Diary videos. Sorry, my videos in audio format, okay? Because it's online radio for Diaspora Radio International. So yeah, I think we will be fine. We're not, disturbed. It has come to the stage whereby if protecting Yorubas, protecting ourselves, let me say it this way, protecting Yoruba has come with conditions from the federal government of Nigeria. Won't you agree that whatever is called the unity of Nigeria should be negotiated? It should be renegotiated now. Like my brothers and sisters, my own brethren are also asking, would it be out of place for you to begin to feel like Oduduwa son, Oduduwa daughter? Would it be out of place for you to begin to make your own children feel more connected to that your roots, that they are doing everything to detach you from? Is it going to be out of place? I don't think so. And you will know why. Nigeria can no longer guarantee the safety. The Nigerian military, the Nigerian police can no longer guarantee the safety of the Yorubas in Yoruba land. And it is spreading. Our situation has gotten to a stage whereby our people are now refugees in another country. In Kobe, in Benin Republic, over 16 villages, communities, Imekwafo area, Yewa North local government area, all these communities have been ransacked, destroyed, their properties burned, and they ran away. The numbers of people killed are yet to be ascertained. And if you ask me, where is the Nigerian police? Where is the Nigerian military? How come all these are not in their major news? How come the Yoruba governors are not making this an issue? How come everybody is trying to play it down, using every means to suppress it? These are questions that requires answers. And when answers are not provided, tell me, isn't that conditional existence? Doesn't that make us conditional partners in Nigeria? That partnership has in it that Yorubas will be treated equally as Igbos, as Hausas, as Fulanis, as Ibibios, as Ijos, as Shekiris, as Nupes, as Egbas, as Ijebus, as wherever you come from, as Benues, wherever you come from. Isn't that part of the deal? Shouldn't that be the deal? The narrative today that Miyetti Allah speaks on behalf of armed Fulani terrorists, and none of their members has ever been invited for questioning of what they know about the near ruined northern Nigeria, and that is not ruffling anybody's feather. And here we are, that our people in Ibarapa have been displaced, living in fear. The Wakilu, the Fulani terrorist in Ibarapa land in Okeogun area, is still there. That our people in Yewa are refugees in Benin Republic. All of this should make you ask, where is that equality? Where is that equity? Where?
is that thing that is still holding us together? Where is that thing that you think is the reason why we should not have that conversation about the further partnership of Yorubas with Nigeria? Let's leave all the people who are in charge and raising awareness about this conversation. Let's leave them out of this. I'm asking you now that with all that is going on, that you will never, ever see a day that a bandit will be arrested for his crime. Even as I'm talking about a Fulani herdsman carrying AK-47. I want to see, or are you not looking forward to that day where you're going to see one standing up, standing trial for his crime, even if he has his own complaint, which can actually be legit? Let's leave, because if we should start probing that too, that if a Fulani man says, I decided to kidnap or I decided to kill people because they'll kill my people or something like that, right? That should also be put to scrutiny. How? A Yoruba man, a Yoruba farmer on his farm in Seyi, in Oyo, or in Igogon, in Ibarapa, Okeogun or Ayete, or somewhere in Imeko, or anywhere in Egua, Ketu. He's just there. He wants to go to his farm. Then he gets attacked. His farm got invaded by herds of cows from God knows from where. He fights back. A Fulani man attacks him on his farm, right there on his own property. He fights back. A Fulani man says he's angry because a farmer fights back on his own farm, invaded by a Fulani man. So that's why I said, if a Fulani man come out and say, I am angry because a farmer killed my cow, let us also ask, where did that farmer come to your ranch and butcher your cow? Or how? Before you let them guilt trip you into agreeing with them. Do not. So, do you want to wait for that day where I am praying for a day a Fulani terrorist will stand trial? And ask yourself, how many people will have to die before you see that day? When it is obvious, very obvious, that number one, Yoruba land is already under invasion, under attack. No gainsaying, no sugarcoating. Do you get that now? The people attacking Yoruba land are the Fulani armed terrorists. That is also a statement of fact. A statement came out today that Buhari has ordered shooter sites on anyone, listen to that, anyone seen with AK-47. He didn't say any Fulani terrorist or any bandit or any Boko Haram. He said anyone. It is a coded message. Nigerian army, they will not shoot a Fulani man holding AK-47. They are going to negotiate with him. They are going to pay him ransom. They are going to give him amnesty. You as a Yoruba man, when you saw that news today, Buhari said Shoot aside anyone seen with AK-47. Who is anyone who is carrying AK-47? Have you asked yourself that question? I mean, I'm talking to you now from this open-minded perspective. I hope you are using the same thing with me. If you are not, well, I'm going to try again until we get that your mind reformatted so that you can think straight. And then you can begin to make a well-informed and reformed decisions. Anyone seen with AK-47 must be shot. Shoot aside. Who is anyone? Anyone is you. Anyone is me. Anyone is Emeka. Anyone is Adeola. Anyone is Babajide. Anyone is, I'm sorry if I don't get to know much names from our brothers from the Middle Belt. Anyone but Usman. Do you get that? Shoot anyone at sight but Usman, but Muhammad, but Jafaru. Do you get that? But Shehu, but Gumi, but do you get that? When Obasanjo said Nigerian police should arrest OPC member, any OPC member found, and any OPC member that failed to submit himself for arrest, he should be shot aside. Obasanjo was very specific. Secondly, where is that Buhari that said that to you? Where is that Buhari that said, shoot aside anyone seen with AK-47? They know that they will not see AK-47 in the hand of Emeka. They won't see AK-47 in the hand of Uche. Except Uche is ESN. Do you get that? And ESN is out to chase out a Fulani terrorist. Do you get that? They know that Emeka will not hold gun. They know. They will never find the AK-47 in the hand of Maiyegun. But we should all get one, by the way. I mean, we should all get one. When they told me that AK-47 is 500,000 naira in Nigeria, I was like, what is our governors? What is the political class doing? What are they doing to protect Yoruba land? Oduduwa Republic. What are they doing? But they are not doing anything because they are not interested in Oduduwa Republic. They are interested in Nigeria. And they continue the subjugation of their own people for the pecuniary, monetary gain that they are enjoying. And some influence, you know, the media and all of that, international attention and all of that they enjoy. They love that. So they will sabotage Oduduwa Republic for Nigeria. They won't shoot Usman. Even if Usman is walking about with AK-47, know this, and you will know peace. Do you understand? Once you know that is a coded message, Obasanjo was very clear. How many of you remember that? When OPC was moving mad in Yoruba land in the early 2000s, and Obasanjo wanted to show that even though I'm a Yoruba man, I'm not going to go and make deal with OPC and start paying them money. They are burning Yoruba people's houses. They are burning Yorubas in their own reaction that they are looking for Fulani and all of that. You are destroying Yoruba property. You are destroying Yoruba land. We're not going to let that happen. Obasanjo came out with his full chest and he said this.
Police have acted according to the instruction they have been given that any criminal should be shot at sight. But now they have even got additional instruction. Anybody who calls himself OPC should be arrested, or if he doesn't give himself to arrest, he should be shot at sight. We cannot allow this country to be taken over by hoodlums and criminals.
That was Obasanjo as president. Where is that Buhari that told you to shoot aside? I would love to see him, even though he's not here, which we all know, right? It is a bobo from Garbage Shehu. Garbage Shehu gave a media press and said, President Buhari said, Nigerian army should shoot anyone aside if they see them with AK-47. So don't go and celebrate that. I have something that picked up because I'm going to go to Oyo State. Seyi Makinde, if you are watching me, because I've been told that you've got your guys who also plugged in on Maiyegun's diary. Somehow, tell them. So all of you are going to watch this and talk to Seyi Makinde. I have a message for you. But before we get to that, I want you to listen to what Otom had to say about the Fulani terrorists and what they get. When they commit crime, government of Nigeria move to negotiate with them. When it is other region, before you even commit it, they say intent to commit. Watch this.
And so I want to commend Mr. President for the order that I heard he has already given that any Nigerian or non-Nigerian with AK-47 should be shot. They find you going about with AK-47. You should be dealt with. And I think that is the way to go. That is what we were expecting. And that is why I wrote to Mr. President. And that is why I was criticizing that there should be no sacred cow in this country. What is good for the goose is also good for the gander. And so everyone should be the same. That is all. Equity, fairness, and justice. Once that is done, we have no problem. So I commend Mr. President. You must be decisive. And that was why I say you should wake up before it is late. Allowing foreign Fulani herdsmen to come and destroy our country. And I prefer that I will say the truth. Even if God permits I'll die, I'm okay. But let the truth be told. The Bible says that you shall know the truth and the truth will set you free. It is only truth that can set us free in this country. Let nobody be deceived. Those sycophants are mediocres who are praise singers. And when you say something that is true, they will go after you, start insulting you, instead of talking about those issues that you have raised. Shame to them. Now President
Autumn is having his own moment. He said, don't talk. But the thing is, where is the president that said that? That's the question. Where is Buhari? The last time we saw him, it was with fake Pastor RUGA or Shibade. You remember? Now, the second time we have seen him, I don't know if you have seen this. The guy is talking about writing a book.
Some people said I should write a book. I don't think I will ever write a book. Mainly, I don't want to hurt anybody. Hurting in the sense that there are certain people that I cannot resist abusing. But that hasn't got to do it hasn't got anything to do with their children and their grandchildren. So I don't want to hurt their children and grandchildren. So for the sake of their children and grandchildren, I have left them.
It's an old video, by the way. I just wanted to say, well, may God won't write book. I don't even know what he's going to write in the book. Somebody said MC Oluomo also wrote a book. So why can't they write one for Buhari and all of that? Where is the Buhari that gave you the order? Okay, here is this. We received the news that Seyi Makinde traveled to Kwara State to go and see the governor of Kwara State. And it is simply because there were some Fulani herdsmen and their families that ran away from Ibarapa and all those forests that, in fact, for about 4 local government areas where these forest covers. So when the people reacted, after years of reporting to government about what they were facing in the hands of these settlers, nobody knows them. People, according to the report, people welcomed them. Some of them have been there for 5, 10 years until Buhari came to power. Immediately Buhari came to power, suddenly, Fulanis who have settled in Oke-Ogun area, Ibarapa, Ayete, Igogon area of Oyo State, about 4 local government areas there, they didn't live in the communities. They did not move into the communities around those forests. They took over the forest, settled there, started raising their cows. And that's what people knew them for. Until 6 years ago, when APC, Egbekegbe, became the government in Nigeria. People started witnessing strange movements, increased in numbers of people arriving at different Fulani camps. Our people even gave them names. They called them Abule Bororo. Abule Bororo means, you see, when you cross the river over there, there are some Bororos. We call them Bororos because of the color of their skins, as they are more brighter, like light-skinned. That's how much our people knew about who they are and when they came in. Abule Bororo. But what our people have no idea of is that inside that Abule Bororo, they have their own government there. They have people called Seriki Fulani. And Seriki Fulani is like the king in a kingdom. There is no record that this land was sold to them at any point in time by any family or allocated to them by government. So there was no recognition of government or regard to government. But according to the people, there has never been any time as volatile as this, which started 6 years ago. So people just minded their business. Some even transacted with them, going in there, buying cows, buying their livestock, and all of that. Until 6 years ago, when villagers, communities started having problems with these Bororos. It's like communities who are known for growing food, growing crops and all of that in their different on their different farms. They don't have anything to do with cows. They hold no responsibility to any other. The forest is big enough, possibly to at least feed their cows, but like an act of intentional provocation, they started attacking the farms. Maize farms, beans farms, name it, crops, cassava, anything, yams. Stories started filtering in. How the audacity and the scale at which these attacks increased. So people thought, well, this is unusual. We're going to report to the police. For 6 years, these people were reporting, asking for help. Seyi Makinde, the governor of Oyo State, campaigned on this promise. I will protect the people of Okeogun from those incessant invaders. That was the word he used on his campaign trail. He said he was going to protect them. Ajimobi, who promised them the same thing, for 4 years, Ajimobi played them because Ajimobi belonged to APC, Egbekegbe, and any attack on Fulani is attack, or on Buhari is attack on the northern Nigeria, which is a lie. In year 2000, a disgraced General Buhari was in Ibadan to meet the governor of Oyo State then, Lamadeshina. That was the moment when democracy started. And the people started having some clashes. Trespassers trespassing onto people's farms in Yoruba land. These clashes, Yoruba repelled the Fulanis, who decided to wage war on them. And we were able to tame them. And somehow we had some Yoruba governors who somehow had Yoruba attacks back then. Not anymore, unfortunately. Buhari traveled to Ibadan to go and meet the governor of Oyo State, Lamadeshina, late Lamadeshina now, and said the question he asked him was, "Why are your people killing my people?" What was that? What was that supposed to mean? Well, somebody just gave me a correction there. They said it was in 1999. Why are your people killing my people? That was the question. Buhari's people are the Fulani invaders who were fighting their host, the people of Oyo State. And because they had no military, they had no police, they had no air force, they had no DSS, they had nobody to cover their back. Because it is not that they can actually fight or defeat anybody. They just need that federal might to protect them and their interests, and they can go ahead and do whatever they like. They had no such power in 1999, 2000. Buhari had to travel down to see if he could throw his weight around and make the governor of Oyo State give his people some leverage to trample upon Yoruba people in Oyo State. Seyi Makinde campaigned to protect the people of Okeogun, the interest of Oyo people. He started Amotekun. Now, Amotekun can only bite. Amotekun can no longer bark. I'm sorry, Amotekun can only bark. Amotekun can no longer bite. Seyi Makinde, after this whole thing, Seyi Makinde and his government jumped into the propaganda. Seyi Makinde politicized the insecurity problem. Seyi Makinde is now interested in RUGA. What is RUGA? There is something called the National Policy on Livestock, blah, 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 nonsense. Don't let them deceive you. It is RUGA, rural grazing areas. So what they put together as livestock, blah, 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 nonsense is that the government of a state, every state in Nigeria, they will provide money. They will provide land. So the money they will provide will be to build facilities for Fulani herdsmen. Okay? Fulani herdsmen in every state in Nigeria must have RUGA. And that RUGA is that they must have settlement given to them by government. Settlement of land. God knows how many acres. It's a beautiful idea. but it is a forceful idea, a condition for peace. Now, a Yoruba man is taking that deal now, Seyi Makinde. So they are going to allocate land in areas across Oyo State, whereby they are going to build ranches, they are going to build schools, they are going to build hospitals, they are going to build security posts and every modern facilities. And they will then hand them over to a leader of Fulani in that state. That settlement will be called the Fulani settlement, but they will name it. They will bring you this funny name. But what they are doing is that they are legalizing that RUGA in a different way as a condition for peace. Seyi Makinde has agreed to bring back all the Fulani who ran away from the forest of Oyo State to the forest of Kwara State, because the Kwara State government have no plan. But let me ask you this question, okay? When they started the idea of RUGA, which is a very brilliant idea, but it shouldn't be anyway forceful, you would expect the 19 states in northern Nigeria to be the pioneers of this beautiful idea. For the first time, they can build RUGA settlements, thousands of acres of land, build schools, modern schools, hospitals, infrastructures, houses. That's part of what Seyi Makinde will build. Though. They have to build houses for them. They are not going to live in it's not going to be forest anymore. That is the new idea. National policy on livestock, blah, blah, blah. Buhari's government has no policy for national livestock. There is no money for it. This idea is to placate the AK-47 wielding Fulani terrorists in Nigeria, okay? So ask yourself, why is Sokoto, Kaduna, Kano, Jigawa, Yobe, Zamfara, Kebbi, all these places, why are they not building the RUGA for 6 years to make sure that an average Fulani has enough irrigation? Where, you know, when you build that RUGA, let me tell you what that is, eh? It's like building a new estate. You know, when people want to build estates, there is no way they will build estates that they want to sell or rent out. That they would, they won't build a sewage system, that they won't build a water system, that they won't build a power system, that they won't build security system. Sure, you know, they will build water. So, which means if northern governors, if they have been building new estates, building new houses, as they have been telling their people, how come that out of 19 states in northern Nigeria, there's no single one that has built a RUGA that is all of these facilities inclusive? Ask yourself. I mean, if you are a Yoruba man condemning Sunday Igboho, if you are an Igbo man condemning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for ESN, ask yourself, for those of you asking people why, what is wrong if Fulani herdsman is allowed to stay in the forest, what is wrong? Ask yourself, if the people in power, I'm even talking to you now, maybe you are even a Fulani man who is more enlightened, who doesn't really like what is going on. Because guys, let me be honest with you, to be sincere, do not use blanket statements whenever we are referring to the demagogues, the fanatics from the northern Nigeria who actually support this madness going on. Don't use blanket statements. There are reasonable northerners. There are sensible northerners. Maybe we don't have them in large numbers who are speaking up, using their own different platforms to educate people, educate their own people as well. But ask yourself, if you are a Fulani man, an Hausa man, They are, you see, the Miyetiala that doesn't have any farm, Miyetiala that doesn't contribute to the safety of an average northerner. No contribution. What Miyetiala is contributing to the life of an average northerner is terrorism, aiding and abetting terrorism, encouraging terrorism, you know, opening safety nets, creating safety nets for terrorists. That is the contribution of Miyetiala to the northern Nigeria. Okay? So ask yourself as a northerner, if you are watching me right now, if RUGA, if the intention is to protect an average Fulani man, to make an average Fulani man a successful Fulani man in his own pastoralist business, they want him to be safe. It is true that there are cattle rustlers, criminals who attack Fulanis and their cows in Nigeria. It is true, guys. It is true. Okay? There are criminals, there are organized criminals who go after Fulani and their cows. Yeah? And they rustle them. They kill the Fulani man. They steal his cow and they sell the cow away. This is true. It is part of the organized criminality in Nigeria. And it is also a proof of inefficient, incompetent criminals who are handling government in Nigeria. Now, let us now take a look at it this way. If that Fulani governor, if that Fulani senator, if that Fulani president, if that Fulani general truly love a Fulani man, truly want to protect a Fulani man, how come that there is no single state in northern Nigeria that has successfully built one single RUGA and successfully relocated and resettled Fulani families in those RUGA in the last 60 years? Ask yourself. If this one want to talk about it, they will say it's a beautiful idea. I agree. Before you will make me a Yoruba man, agree that RUGA that my own state will use the state money to build in order to stop roaming of cows. Before you can convince me that my state governor must build one for a Fulani man from Niger Republic, from Chad, from Kebbi, from Zamfara, from Sokoto, from Niger State, from Adamawa, a Fulani man that is more home, he will feel more at home if Adamawa state governor actually love that Fulani man and his family and his survivor. If Adamawa state governor can come out and say, we have built successfully a RUGA and we have successfully resettled this so number of Fulani herdsmen. Therefore, we have started a program to disarm them too. Ask yourself, why are the northern criminal governors telling us in southern Nigeria to accept killer herdsmen, or they will starve you of food? Yet no single one of them has built one single RUGA in the last 6 years. Ask yourself why. And let's go back to Oyo State. Seyi Makinde wants to be the nice man. There's nothing being nice. Everything is nice, being nice. But everything is wrong. Being nice to placate terrorists. Seyi Makinde told us that they have done so well to identify criminals perpetuating oh, Wale, please don't ruin it, please. It's good. It's always good to be good, and it's nice to be nice. But what is not right is that when they begin to call you Mr. Nice, something is probably wrong. You shouldn't be a Mr. Nice. Mr. Nice or being nice shouldn't be a what do you call it? It shouldn't be a title. Yeah, it shouldn't be a title. It should just be an act, something you do without even knowing that you are doing it. So what is wrong is that don't let them call you Mr. Nice. Mr. Nice is like you are a fool. The boy is nice. Eh? Seyi Makinde, you are being nice at the expense of the lives of the people. And that is an expensive nicety. Yeah, it is an expensive one. It's a costly one. And you cannot be politically correct. You can't sit with criminals and tell us to keep, to never worry. I mean, even where they said shoot at sight, the criminals don't they don't have any regard for your authority. They are still kidnapping people. They are still killing people. Then what the hell? Or where in hell is this coming from? From Seyi Makinde? You started Amotekun. We expected you to have intel that will show to us today that you have done so well. Amotekun is so reliable. Now we have seen those who are terrorizing our people. We have seen nobody. We have seen none of that. We have seen no work of Amotekun. Our people are still being kidnapped, waylaid, ambushed in Oyo State. And you are doing everything to make sure that they don't share their story. Tell Seyi Makinde. Tell Seyi Makinde, it is not going to end well. There is consequences. There will be consequences. The consequences will be costly. Where is this coming from? Oyo State is going to build RUGA. Seyi Makinde, who boldly came out and he said, I have met with my brother, Abdulrahman, in Kwara. Abdulrahman had no money. He has no money to build RUGA in Kwara. Kwara is north central of Nigeria. Many of our people in Kwara, they feel comfortable being associated with the north. There's nothing bad in that. But can they build RUGA for them? Build RUGA for them. Go and rebuild the houses of our people destroyed in Okeogun, Ibarapa, Ayete, and all of those areas. Arrest those terrorizing our people. Stop going into bed with them. It get consequences, so it will have consequences. Some people are already saying they will see how Seyi Makinde will pull it through to still be a governor after 2023. I'm like, maybe he's going to be the last governor for your state, Nigeria. Some of the Yoruba governors of today, maybe they are going to be the last governors of Yoruba governors of Nigeria. A lot is going to happen before 2023. Because they are going into bed with terrorists. They want to use the machinery of state to suppress their own people from talking about it. In another few months, they are likely going to make me, Maiyegun, a persona non grata in some states in Yoruba land. Don't be surprised. You know why? Because we'll continue to let them know that whatever decision they are going into, as counterproductive as it's going to be, it will have consequences. People are going to be killed. Yes. People are going to be turned to refugees. And there is no way we're going to pray our way out of it. And there's no way we're going to blame somebody else for this but ourselves. So maybe in another few months, before your 2023, my message will be too strong for them to take in. Maybe I'm going to have broken so many records, viewing record, reach record, everywhere, that my messages will be so strong, too strong, and too uncomfortable for them. And I know I'm not going to be alone. They are already doing it. Sunday Igboho's voice is becoming too strong for them to take in. Sunday Igboho is now being identified as the problem, the one making people feel like they have to question every step of the government, suspect the government. We don't trust you anymore. We don't. We don't trust Seyi Makinde anymore. We don't trust Dapo Abiodun anymore. We don't trust, I'm rather going to use his name, Jide Sanwo-Olu anymore. We don't trust Gboyega Oyetola anymore. We barely trust Akeredolu now. We don't even trust Fayemi at all. He is the architect. He is the brain behind this old machination. And they are not giving up because of 2023. We don't trust them. And to be honest, my message too can become too powerful, too strong, that they may make me a persona non grata in Yoruba land. I am not in a hurry to return. I have enough message that I have given life to in Yoruba land. It doesn't matter if you agreed with me or not. My messages are becoming, or they are gaining a life of their own. You know that, yeah? I have people who really believe in me and every word I say. And the number is growing. Yes. So I am not in a rush. My messages are gaining life of their own from all around the world. You can't deny that. It's going to get better. It's going to get bigger. It's going to get stronger. It's going to become more unstoppable. And Maiyegun, your Maiyegun, I will be the face on it all. To tell Yorubas, to continue to tell you that until those who have the opportunity to speak on behalf of Yoruba, those who have the opportunity to continue to parade themselves as Yoruba this, Yoruba that, to let them know that every action they take, every decision they make, we know, and we will remind everyone of the consequences of those actions, and we will hold them responsible for those actions, whatever it's going to take. They will pay for every of their decisions that they are making now. One of them is to say, if the intention is to stylishly, fraudulently, systematically hoodwink, shortchange, and force Yoruba to accept a conditional citizenship that you are trying to do right there, Seyi Makinde, we will ask you, listen, guys, Anyone can be against anyone because they disagree with them. It is not a competition, okay? One day, we will find a common ground. This is not a competition. This is not a sprint. It is not a relay. It is a marathon. You're going to run and run and run yours and run yours. You're going to get tired at some point. You're probably going to die and leave. Others are going to continue because it is a marathon. This is a generational war of information. It's like info war. So if Seun Kuti is against Sunday Igboho, probably he disagrees with his, it doesn't mean that he's against what Sunday Igboho is for. Do you understand? Don't see this as a competition. That's why I don't like people seeing this as a competition. Somebody is this, somebody is better. Somebody says this and that. Our words are really, really very powerful these days. And we are all getting that attention enough to mind what we say because people listen to us. I understand. But we also hold the responsibility as supporters, as fans, to know something. That it is all right, it is okay for people you see out there to disagree. Do you get that? It is all right. Nothing is wrong in that. You don't hate people for that, okay? You don't stop supporting them because they disagree with people you agree with. No. You're not going to be learning anything if you do that. You won't. It is not a competition. It's not about who is better, who says it's better. I was reading somewhere where they said Adeyinka Grandiot was attacking Sunday Igboho. It's unfortunate for the kind of person he is. But again, time for the way I see life, I am somebody who believes so much in time. I always believe that time will take care of everything. Everything. I believe so much in that. And time will unravel the trueness in everyone. So I don't judge. I don't go into competitions. I don't expect too much. I don't expect less. I just let it flow with time. If we are all here to educate and share information in a way that, we're going to learn one or two things about what we strongly believe in. Don't expect everybody to agree with you. You can wake up tomorrow and somebody will say, I disagree with that. I choose a different path because I know that the only way to keep everybody together is to let them know that nothing you learn from anybody is a waste, especially if it's going to help you make a decision on vital conversations like what we are having on Maiyegun's Diary. You need to listen to everybody. Spend 10 minutes. You don't need to spend an hour watching a video. Spend 10 minutes, spend 15 minutes. Just see other people's opinions. You're not going to agree with them all the time. It's even dangerous if you agree with them all the time. It's not good. But don't see it as a competition, right? Everybody is fighting a system that is making all of us problem solvers. That's why I don't present myself as somebody who is intelligent. No, I read a lot. And I have a mind that remembers a lot. So maybe the gift I have is that I remember things. And like a snake with long memory. I don't know if that's actually a very good thing to say about myself, but yeah, I've got long memory. I remember things. And I know how to connect and dot lines. You know what I'm talking about? It's not a competition. Don't see it as that. Show us support where you have to show it to us, right? And when we say things you don't agree with, well, just see it as one of the days. Seun Kuti is a friend, is a visitor, a guest on Maiyegun's Diary. So are many other people that we don't agree with. There are many of you who listen to Maiyegun's Diary that you don't really agree with me on many things, but you enjoy having this chat because you learn a lot from here. We share information just to learn. At the end of the day, we will have an army of educated, informed people. So that when you are discussing about the Oduduwa Republic, people will not be saying nonsense. They will be saying things that are really reasonable, things that will get you interested in having a chat with them, possibly agree with them and say, wow, I never thought about the Oduduwa Republic that way. Same way many of you would never listen to diaspora, to listen to Biafra radio or listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't listen to him all the time, I have to confess, but I do listen to him. I do. And when I spend 10, 15 minutes on his videos, on his broadcast, I just, it gives me an idea, an insight into his mindset, into how he come by his theory, And I completely agree with him. There are things he said that I don't agree with. But I respect them because I gave myself the chance to listen to them, listen to him. So if Seun Kuti comes out and abuse and attack Sunday Igboho, don't worry. There are many people who have attacked Omoyele Sowore. They still attack him today. There are many of them who are now agreeing with him. It's a vice versa. I've always wanted to say this, and I'm glad I'm able to say it now. Because somebody mentioned Seun Kuti saying something about Sunday Igboho. Don't expect them to agree all the time. Don't. You don't agree with people all the time, do you? Do people agree with you all the time? Of course not. Therefore, make it an open-minded conversation. Do you get that now? It helps you. It helps everyone. Don't go into conversation. Don't approach people with preconceived mindset of this is who he is. I expect him to be like that. You'll be disappointed. And your fear, presumption will be justified. But you will lose something. You will never know their true person. Do you get that now? And we need to do this. We need to do this with our minds, talk to ourselves. This has nothing to do with, being intelligent or smart. I might be able to say it, and I'm glad I'm able to say it. Some of you may be able to say it better. Maybe if you approach every issue like that, it will help you. Don't approach it because the people who are talking about it are people you don't agree with. Approach it because you want to say you want to see what they want to say. It helps. The government is the reason why we are all having this conversation. Politicians, people we entrusted. We gave them the trust. We believed they could make decisions on our behalf, protect us, make economic decisions, protect the treasury, unite us, make all of us feel like a country. But they have failed in that. You know it. I know it. The country is already tattered. No matter what you're trying to do in your small closet, it's gone. It's broken. Because as you are trying to do that, they are doing worse. They continue to use all these fault lines, religion, tribe, all this manner of these things. Now, if you have all this preconceived mind or mindset about things, about issues, about people, when issue pops up, you're not going to make an informed decision. You're going to make irrational decisions that are going to look like smart decisions. They're not smart. So this thing varies, by the way. But I just wanted to say this. I'm not going to tell you what to think. I'm not gonna tell you how to think, okay? Think how you want to think. You know what I mean? Do what you think is right. But let me tell you something. If you really want to enjoy that life where you can think freely, you can do what you like, you don't want anyone to tell you what to do, that free thinking mindset comes with a responsibility. You will be responsible for every action you make. And that's what I say. For every action, there is always going to be consequences, and only you will be responsible for that. Unfortunately, when you give that responsibility of that decision making to politicians, and they make that decisions on your behalf, give amnesty to terrorists, Steal your money and take it abroad. Take away all your rights. You can't say this, you can't say that, and all of that. And you agree. Who is going to be responsible? Do you know? You. Because if you lose the right to question them, then you don't lose the right to be responsible for their actions. When they release terrorists, and the terrorists continue to kidnap and kill people, and they continue to release them and give them money, and there you are. You are still listening to their ideas. They are still telling you that they have figured it out. They know the solution. The consequences of that, the price for that is being paid by you. Because you have already handed over that legitimacy to them. So I'm not going to tell you how to think. I'm just going to tell you that there is always consequences for every action. So if your own decision is to continue to let politicians do this to us, tell you when to discuss Oduduwa Republic and when not to discuss it, who to discuss it and who not to discuss it. Don't blame everybody. Don't blame anyone. Blame yourself. If you join the bandwagon of those who are in this for the attention, there are many, many of us who are into this. They are enjoying the attention. Unfortunately, many of us didn't join for the attention. I joined this. I am a veteran. And some people said, Maiyegun, you do this with so ease. You are called to do this. You don't know. You don't know what it takes me to get here. Probably you have no idea, but I have friends who know. They saw me struggle through bullying threats, and all of that for years. For me to be able to now sit down here and speak to you confidently, like without having to read it anywhere. It's a sacrifice I paid. So if you think the attention I get today really matters to me more than the reason why I started this, then you don't know me. Do you understand? My job is not to convince you to do the right thing. My own job, which I have dedicated my own life, is just to remind you that for whatever action, directly or indirectly, that you endorse, there's always going to be a consequence for it. Personally or publicly. If you know this, you will know the best peace in your life. Yoruba land deserves to be protected. But we also deserve to have an army of educated people. And as we all know, education of today is beyond the four walls of your classroom. They won't teach you this in the classroom, would they? Of course they won't. Nobody will tell you that it is all right that your government releasing terrorists, giving amnesty to terrorists, giving or rewarding criminality will one day lead to you negotiating for your own life, your land or your life. They won't teach you that in the classroom. So it's my job to remind you, no matter how old you are. I've got grandmas, grandpas on Maiyegun's diary. They love Maiyegun. They call me their son. I'm a son to so many mothers and so many fathers. You know that? They have adopted me. You know why? Because they see the genuinity in me. I have come a long way. And I didn't come this far just to be hyped, just to be praised, just to be told how good I am, just to be told how great I am doing. I want you to begin to use what I have been telling you. Don't see me as that young man, that young boy. If you believe in what I've been telling you, put them to practice. Yorubas need liberation. Yes, Yorubas, we also need educated citizens who knows why they need liberation. We don't need a population we don't need Yorubas who believe only that once they pray to God, God will give them Oduduwa Republic. I don't think so. I want Yorubas who can think outside the box, and we are many. We just need to begin to separate that our religion mind, that religious mind, separate it. You have every right to it. I respect it. It's even great that you have that mindset that you can pray. You know what I'm talking about? Some of us don't know how to really pray like some of you. You know, you'll be in a room with some of our brothers and sisters, our mommies and daddies. When they start praying, the prayer points, you'll just be at another realm, It's good, but we need more than that. We need fast thinkers. We need educated, enlightened citizens. We need army of young Yorubas that will not kowtow the path of their own parents who believed it go better, it go better, it go better when they know that it no go better. Do you understand that now? I have dedicated myself doing that. So you should begin to help me. What should you do? Don't just watch me. Don't just hype me. Don't just love this. Leave it. Leave Maiyegun. Leave my messages. Stop giving excuses. Stop. Please. Stop seeing impossibilities. Stop seeing the lacunas, the barrier. Why Oduduwa Republic is impossible. Stop. Please. Stop. Stop for a moment. Think about living in a society that truly represents you and you, a just society where equality reigns, where no Yoruba is more Yoruba than any other Yoruba. Something that connects you without the blackmail of Nigeria, without the brainwash of Nigeria, without that thing that connects you to Nigeria right now. Think. That's my job. If you have been asking, Maiyegun, what is your real job? My job is to get you to think freely and see the possibility. When we begin to have the generation, the populace that believe in Oduduwa Republic, they will think how to take us out of Nigeria. Good enough. We have that citizens. We have that people who can do that thinking. We just need to coordinate them. We just need to find them. We just need to tell them that you are needed now. The time of your doubt is over. Yorubas need that united front. The current political class cannot give it to us. It is time for you to come out of your shell. It is time. It is time. And that's why I'm going to draw it tonight. Thank you very much for your time. To all of you who tuned in today. If you haven't liked Maiyegun, if you haven't really clicked on that thumb up at the bottom of the video, maybe you should do it now that we're rounding up. I'm going to do two things. One, you do this for me. Subscribe if you haven't. If you want to join my membership base, join Maiyegun's Diary membership base. You will see the join button at the bottom of your video as well. You can become a member of my page, apart from a subscribed follower. Yes, you can. Grateful. I'm so grateful to these wonderful people who actually love Maiyegun that much. See, I never bargained for this. I just wanted to talk. I just wanted to vent my anger, my rage against the system put together to deny us the real life that we should have simply because we are part of Nigeria. They don't want to have a chat about it. They don't want to have that conversation. They want to kill us for asking questions. I just want to vent. I didn't know that there will be a day that I'm going to have you, my friends, that will follow me everywhere, spread my messages, and even subscribe to my channel. Become a paying member of Maiyegun's Diary Political. This is not what I bargained for. I just wanted to vent my anger. Now that I have your attention, just know this. I am not taking that for granted. If you haven't really subscribed to my page, my channel, do it. Sign in into your Google account and subscribe to Maiyegun's Diary Political. Set all the notifications on, and I'll always be here for you. Thank you. So if you want to see the join button, you need to come out of the chat button. Let me show you before I go. If you look at this screen, this is YouTube. I don't know if you can see that from there. Now, if you go under it, you need to close your chat button to see this. If you are using your device, phone, or anything, you need to come out of the chat. Now, you will see the like, the thumb up under this video. You can give me a thumb up now before you go. Then you will see join button. You will see join under there, subscribe, and all that buttons under the video. But you need to come out of the chat to see them. If you are on the chat typing, you will not see it. Go on there, click on subscribe. If you want to join my platinum, my payment membership page, YouTube gave that to me, and I'm grateful. I've got friends, over 150 people who are there. I am not taking them for granted. They are the most reason why I have to come here every day and update you. So you can be one of them too. Now you will see the join button there. Make your choice. But most importantly, just subscribe. Click subscribe. Then after that, you will see all notifications. Click on all notifications. Whether I upload a video or I'm streaming live on Maiyegun's Diary Political, you will not miss anything. Thank you so much for your time. And to everyone who wants to listen to the Oduduwa Republic anthem again, let's close it with that before we go. Thank you for your time. I'm going to see you again. Stay safe and good night.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádùn yẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Tí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn làkì. ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá ayé ẹ̀sùn rájò aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o ayé ẹ̀sùn rájò òkúra olóṣèlú ayé ẹ̀sùn rájò ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rájì ayé ẹ̀sùn rájì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Maiyegun ti dé